Hi everyone. Today I'm going to continue one more recipe for Southwest and Rocky Mountain. I'm going to be using, it's going to be the same lab sheet that I did for the trout with the pumpkin seeds. But today the recipe I'm going to be doing grilled chili marinated lamb. I'm going to use lamb racks. And the sauce skills are going to be a cilantro pesto and jalapeno preserves. And I'm going to garnish with some roasted potatoes and some tobacco onions. So you can make this recipe if you have the ingredients. You can use pork or chicken. You can do other things that we'll talk about when we do the lecture tomorrow. So let's go ahead over here and let me show you some ingredients that I have. Okay. Normally I would really like to show you purple potatoes, but I went to a couple of stores and I couldn't find any. So I found some nice like Yukon Gold fingerling potatoes. I split them in half and I toss them with a little olive oil, garlic, salt, pepper, a little rosemary and thyme, and I'm going to roast them. I'm going to finish roasting them. Now the recipe, and here's the book right here, the recipe. The recipe calls for lamb shoulder, but you can use lamb rack, pork, or chicken. So this is taking the meats, just like the trout is more, and lamb is more Rocky Mountain, but the flavors are very Southwest. In this, in the marinade, there's dried chilies, there's chipotle, and adobo. The recipe, we've got cilantro, lime, so we still have that kind of flavor profile. And I marinated these lamb racks yesterday. I'm going to put a little bit more marinade on them, and I'm going to grill them, and later on after they're done, I'm going to show you how you cut them. And these are already French. They have the fat cap picked off or cut off of them. All right, so over here on the stove, I'm going to real quickly show you. I've got set up. This is a cilantro pesto, and it's 1 cup. It's 1 cup of the pesto, and it's got about a tablespoon or so of crushed up pepitas or pumpkin seeds, a little salt and pepper, and some chopped garlic. So we're going to put all this in there, and then we're going to add, I think it's about a tablespoon of lime juice, just a basic pesto. Now if you feel it needs a little bit more liquid to smooth it out, I would go ahead and add water before I added lime juice because you don't want it to be too acidic. Yeah, see, and it says to put it in a blender versus a food processor because you want to get it fine. So I'm going to put a little bit more water in that to get it going, moving around. And then after it's all nice and smooth, you're going to just drizzle the olive oil in to emulsify it, because that's what pesto is. It's like an emulsified herb sauce. Then I'm going to move over here. This is the jalapeno preserves. This is wonderful. You're going to add about a cup of small dice red bell pepper. We've got 1 jalapeno brunoise. We've got a 1/2 cup of sugar and a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. So we're going to add all that into a pot, mix it up. We're going to turn it on to about a medium to medium-low heat, and we're going to let it cook for a little bit. The recipe says 20 minutes. Use your judgment. You don't want to burn your sugar. And after it cooks, after it comes to a boil, we cook it for about 20 minutes. We're going to add some Sure-Gel. Now, Sure-Gel is fruit pectin, and that's used in jam making. So you have to be careful with Sure-Gel when you add the Sure-Gel, and the recipe in the book doesn't really tell you explicitly, but you add the Sure-Gel after this is cooked. You stir it up, you bring it back up to a boil, and you're supposed to time it for about a minute. If you don't cook it long enough, it won't thicken, it won't set up for you. If you cook it too long, it could break down. So pectin's a little tricky to work with. So I'm going to get that going, and then I'm going to show you the finished product. I'm going to get the grill going because I'm going to grill the lamb today, and then when everything is done, I'm going to go back and show you how to cut the lamb and how to present. Thanks.